Hello! Welcome back to this wonderful Monster of the Week game in which many things are going wrong, or right, depending on which hunter you are. But we are returning for our epic conclusion to whatever the fuck this night is going to be for my poor hunters here. So if you're here and you have no idea what's going on, go back, watch at least part 2 or part 1, whatever. And we're going to start with a little bit of a recap of where we are. And so we are returning to our hunters in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. Rain is pelting the deck as the storm rages on. There's cracks of lightning and thunder ringing out. And we find our hunters at odds, but together in the rain. On the metal stairs to the bridge, we see Sasha, paused in time to see the others, Krutova, Zarya, and Adrik, stepping out onto the deck in their respective places. Zarya stepping over the somewhat still smoldering body of the captain, Captain Ivanov, as the storm rages above you. The ship is still anchored in place in the middle of the North Sea. And we are stuck in the middle of the night. And some of you have until sunrise for various plans to come to fruition, or else. And that is where we begin. Sasha, you watched as the first officer was racing up the stairs towards the bridge, and you see out over the deck Krutova with her back to you, assault rifle still in hand, facing Zarya and Adrik on the far side of the deck. There's a lump, there's a figure on the ground. It doesn't really look like a person anymore, but this looks like trouble. You can decide to keep going up the stairs or watch what happens. That is going to be entirely up to you.
At least get to the door of the bridge. I may leave the commanding to the first officer and guard the door, but at least get to the bridge.
Okay, absolutely. You get up to the door as the first officer is fumbling with it. It seems almost stuck as he's like trying to put his shoulder into it, but you're watching as Krutova, Zarya, and Adrik, you all are on the deck of this ship. Krutova, you had an order from the captain. You don't totally know where Captain Ivanov is, but you're a smart lady. And Zarya and Adrik, you've gotten some directives, and you hear Patrick's voice from the stairs below you saying, "I'll just leave you to it then. Have fun." And you are faced with Krutova coming toward you in the rain, assault rifle in hand.
No, don't go. Damn it, Patrick.
Zarya, I think this is coming to a head. We need to deal with Krutova now.
Hello. I think the captain was looking for you. Oh, does she recognize what's the lump?
So Zarya did set the captain on fire.
Yeah.
So you can tell that this was a person, absolutely, but it's still almost smoldering in the rain.
Okay.
Like, if there's some hissing, but like it's almost like it's smoldering from the inside, and it's like turning into charcoal, basically. So you can't tell who it exactly was, but you can tell that this was a person.
Oh. Looks like you have been busy.
I have, and I'm going to bust out my sword, flaming, and I don't give a shit anymore, and then bamf out 2 angel wings and just beeline fly right for Sasha.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. That is one of your special divine moves. And that is lovely. We love everything about that.
Just
pulling up some
yell, Sasha, they've just killed someone and now they're coming for you. Run!
I love everything about this. Yeah, Sasha, you're at the top of the stairs. You hear Kurtova shout this.
Has the first officer gotten the door open yet?
No. The first officer is like full on trying to slam his shoulder into this door.
I would like to assist him in trying to body slam the door open.
Yeah. I would say I feel like that's a good act under pressure.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll plus cool. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna see.
Can I assist at all once I land?
Ooh, 11.
I don't know that you're gonna need to.
Okay.
Because with an
Probably
11,
not with that, yeah.
you could have helped out, and I would have allowed it. But
No,
you got
but
this.
That's you've got that unlocked or unlocked.
Adrenaline.
So Sasha, you hear the first officer struggling with this door and just muttering like, "Fuck!" And then you turn to see Zarya, wings outstretched, coming for you, and you're just like, God, you put your foot into it, and as the first officer leans and you kick, this door bursts open, and the first officer falls into the room, and you kind of stagger a moment, but you stay on your feet. As you enter into the bridge, it is dark in the bridge. It is very dark.
I'm gonna go in and shut the door behind me.
I wanted to try to run in.
Try to barricade it with myself against anyone trying to get in.
Absolutely. Kurtova, I'm gonna say act under pressure to get to the door.
Yeah, I wanna
Zarya,
stop that.
you are at the door. Like you're gonna make it to the door, no problem.
Okay.
But Kurtova's gonna need to. She's flying. You're revving.
Yeah, understandable.
But go
In
to
the
roll
meantime,
plus
Adrian's going to
cool.
go into the deck and try to move forward through the deck.
Oh yeah. He's moving. He's good. This is shadow.
One flying above, one diving below.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna yell at the door. Sasha, they're going to kill me.
I will remind you, I don't know how much luck you guys have, but keep in mind what luck.
Not going to use it yet.
Okay. Keep in mind our lessened luck, and some of you may be running out soon.
I'm like, yeah.
Yes. I don't say that with any particular glee at all. Yeah, Kurtova, you stumble up the stairs as you watch as Sasha slams the door closed behind him, and Zarya lands gracefully on the balcony of the where the bridge door is. Adric, you are only stopped in your movement through the deck. You could technically move anywhere you wanted on this deck pretty easily, except for the lightning, which, when it flashes, you would have to pause. So, if you're relying on the dark for it, that's a thing to remember. Sasha, you shut this door behind you. You hear the first officer mutter curses under his breath as he stands up, and you turn from the door, still kind of braced against it, holding it closed, and you see it's dark in the bridge, which is weird. Usually it's lit up. There's some amount of light, even at night. And you turn and you hear a click of a gun, and you hear a German voice saying, 2 more. On your feet, and the first officer looks up, and in a flash of lightning, you see an almost translucent, drenched German sailor pointing his revolver at the first officer, and he looks at you, and he just gestures to the first officer to get up, and for you to stay where you are. As the lightning flashes, you can clearly see in this room the one sailor pointing the gun at the first officer. You see 2 more behind him, with the bridge officers, including the communications officer that Adric knows, tied up off to the side. And there's one taller figure standing back towards the windows of the bridge, staring you down. He's more solid than the others. His clothing is a little bit tattered, and the edges of him almost are smoking, And like there's like curling burn patterns on his face, as well as like water still dripping down off of him. And he looks at you and just narrows his eyes. Says, "Welcome to the party then."
I'm gonna bang on the door, just asking, Sasha, are you okay? Are you okay? Just please tell me that you're okay. And just banging.
So, you could let your friends in. They can join the party. Or you can be quiet. And we'll keep you with the others until we're done here.
Sasha's going to... So he has... The door is not...
It's not locked, you were just holding it closed.
Yes, so... He's going to... not say anything, but like put his hands up and act like he's going to move towards like where they're keeping the others. Away from the door.
Yeah, your hands go up. The first officer also, hands go up. He's your ally through the rest of this. Tremensky, I believe I named him. I should know his name.
Tremensky.
Yeah.
And he looks at you, and he kind of glances around the bridge, and you can see the navigation controls behind who you assume to be the captain of these German sailors, these submarine officers. And you can see where you need to go for your plan, but currently there's a bit of an issue.
A distraction.
Yes. And so you start edging your way past the door. The officer with the pistol in his hand follows you.
Also, what I'm going to do is try to make it clear. Is there a window in this door, or is it just like a solid door?
It's a solid door to the bridge.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. There's a window out of the bridge, kind of looking forward from the ship, past the navigation controls, but that's the only source of light and view into this. You let go of the door. Zarya, if you try the door, it will open now for you.
Zarya would, because it's like quiet, weirdly, she would very, very carefully I'm shining. She would very just carefully kind of twist the door and gently open it slowly, like using her sword kind of in front as a light, just to see if, Yeah, you start slowly opening the door, and it's darkness for a moment, and as your sword enters the room a little bit more fully, it lights up, and you hear complications. And as you open the door more fully, there is a rifle pointed in your face by one of the other German sailors. And you hear the captain behind him going, "What interesting friends you have. Drop the sword, miss." Sorry, the dude with the revolver says that, or
The captain.
Captain?
There's a guy with a rifle in your face. The
Yeah.
revolver dude is still pointing it at Sasha and the first officer. There are 3 sailors and the captain in the room.
Can I try to slip away? I don't know if
And
I'm still there.
gonna try to banish the one that's pointing at Sasha and the first officer. I'm going to try to cast him out.
Absolutely.
The tough roll, I believe. Please don't screw me.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Nice.
very good.
Okay.
Oh, we love that. Let me pull up.
Oh.
If you have your what
I do.
that would be
So I can
lovely.
banish an unnatural creature on a 10+. It is banished.
We love that. Absolutely adore that. Who are you trying to banish?
The one that's pointing the gun at Sasha.
Okay. Awesome. So what does that look like as you enter this room and attempt to banish him?
Non-sword hand, just kind of almost like a small little fiery ball kind of thing, just like shoots towards and poof, makes them disappear.
Beautiful. As Sasha, you see as Zarya enters the room and banishes this guy pointing the revolver at you, just snaps out of existence, almost like he's being dragged backwards and then sucked in on himself. And you hear just the slightest scream and a distant, loud thunder that you can't tell if it's inside the room or outside of the room. And the captain of the German sailors looks at you, Zarya, and goes, "Interesting trick."
Okay, real quick. As that happens, I still have Adric's revolver, right?
Yes, you do.
Can someone remind me
It's
the
9
stats of that?
2 harm, close, loud, 9mm.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot the captain. As she does that while he's distracted. Like the moment his attention turns, I don't have a gun directly on me, and his attention turns to the away from me. I'm gonna shoot the captain and try to give the first officer an opening to get to the control panel.
Absolutely. Please roll to kick some ass.
Yes.
I will say, yeah, it's tough.
Okay.
Krutova and Adric, you can kind of be thinking about where you're going. Krutova, you could enter. Adric, you have a whole lot more range of what you can do here because you can move through the shadows.
Do you have any bonuses left from last time?
I do have, I had a +1.
Dude.
Gets you to a
And then I did have, when I was when I did the investigative mystery on my visions and got that information, do I have a +1 from that?
You have a +1 if you act on the information that was given to you.
And that was when I figured out we need to move the ship.
I would say I would give that to you, yes.
Okay, so if I use both of those, that's a 7.
Yeah, you can use both of those. On a 7+, you and whatever you're inflicting, whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game. And so it's gonna get some off on you too.
That's fine. Yep,
but that does
here.
2 harm from close and loud. And so you pull your revolver, or pull Adric's revolver quickly as soon as the captain focuses fully on Zarya, and you shoot him almost through the neck, and he just kind of turns and looks at you. I need you to, you're gonna have to roll something for me here. As he meets your eyes, I would like you to roll plus cool.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh.
9.
You are briefly frozen in fear as this guy, it looks like pieces of him are falling off from where you shot him. And underneath the skin, where it's opening up, you see almost smoldering fire. Almost like parts of his body are just as made of coal as what you saw in the engine room. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Stupid." And he will pull his revolver quickly.
I'm rushing at him.
Perfect. You can roll to protect someone. That's going to be roll plus tough. And we'll see if you can't limit some harm.
Oh no.
6. With a 6, you're not going to be able to do it. And you rush at him, but he gets the shot off first. And so, Sasha, you are frozen briefly as you are shot. It only grazes you as he's briefly distracted by Zarya, but it's still going to do some damage straight into your arm.
Sure.
And you're going to take 2 harm.
Cool. That is down to 1 because of...
Oh, yeah, your armor. Yeah.
No, actually, chosen move.
Oh, yeah, the chosen. Right.
Right. Counts
So,
as
yeah.
1 harm less.
Only 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, Zarya, you rush the captain. What you rush to protect him, to protect Sasha, and the captain focuses back on you again, and he goes, "You're very annoying."
So I'm gonna just try to swipe at him.
Girl, kick some ass. Absolutely.
I don't know. That's tough too.
As this is happening, Adric and Krutova, you absolutely hear the crack of a revolver going off. Adric, you might recognize it as your own revolver. going on inside of this room. And Kratova, what are you doing? We'll handle your role there in a second. Sorry.
Yep, I realize. Yep.
Is there another? Do I know if there's another way into this room other than this entrance?
There's another entrance through the captain's quarters. There's a ladder that would go through onto the bridge as well into his office.
Okay. I'd like to disappear into the shadows and try to go in through that direction.
Okay. You're gonna run into a problem. In terms of the door is still only like partially open.
Yes.
And you can't touch the door. Remember, the door didn't open for you.
Oh, it's still that door.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will say,
Well, if I knew that.
Is inside, but you can't touch the door to get inside.
Okay. I would have known that was the door that was still fucked
Yes, you
up
do
then.
know that is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Adric is making your life difficult, even now.
It's
Good
just
job, baby.
terrible. All right. Then I will probably look into the room, and I'd like to probably don't know if I should help or hurt.
I mean, technically, you do have a spray, so you can.
Yeah, I know. I was
hit
thinking
Sasha
that.
and
I'd like to do that. I'd like to be like, oh, Sasha, I will protect you.
Look at how cool I am.
I mean, I will allow it. Absolutely.
Okay. I want to try to hit. Yes,
Everyone?
Yes, everyone would be particularly good.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
Okay.
Because this is going to be great. I love it.
Oh, I hope this works.
I want to see what this roll is to see how bad.
We all did.
Roll. 13.
It's a great roll. On a 12 plus, you get to pick an enhanced effect, Kratova. You can completely hold the advantage. You can suffer no harm. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away.
Okay. When it goes to the suffer no harm, does that mean everyone attacks me if I attack everyone, or how does that work?
They will all get a chance to react to what you've done. And so on a lesser roll, they would absolutely have a chance to attack you. If you pick suffer no harm, they're not going to get the chance.
Oh yeah, suffer no harm then.
Okay. So Zarya, as you go to raise your sword and try and hit the captain, he manages to like push you back, and you feel this like blast of cold as you kind of get thrown backwards. And as you do, you hear the door open and you turn just in time. And Sasha, you hear Kratova's voice, and she just opens fire inside of this room. How much damage does your rifle do?
3.
3. So you all will take 3 harm, including, except for Sasha, who will take 2. If you have some type of armor from your class, you can use that.
Right. I'm just stable because I do have 1 armor.
There you go.
I took 2. Okay.
I'm unstable.
Yes. So Kratova, you just pepper this room with bullets. As you go through, like, just across the way, you see the German sailors are like, what the actual fuck? As they get hit. The German captain looks and is just like, this is so and as he's about to say frustrating, you get him, like, right in the chest. You also spray across, and Zarya, you get hit almost like in the back. And the first officer, he was diving for the controls as Sasha had shot at the captain. And he manages to get to them and start to duck down behind, but he's gonna take one in the hip. And Sasha, you get hit as well as you're trying to duck. you get like grazed across the chest and shoulder as Krutova sprays the room. The other officers in the room are also going to get hit, but I'm tracking them.
Towards the end, I'm like, oh, Doc! Just so everyone knows I'm helping.
I hate you so much. I love you. Oh, Doc.
We love
May I ask the keeper for a description of where we are at this point in time? Because a lot.
Yeah, we need to move.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We are. We should. If you could move the top, this thing. I don't know if you can see.
Oh
that.
yes, yes, on top of it.
Yeah.
Oops, not that. Let me move this down.
No worries if not. Just a big
I'm on the
empty
wrong thing. Guess. Give me a second.
No worries.
So you're at what, Ian? Like 3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, does 3 mean unstable? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
What does that do? Does that have any effects?
So your unstable injuries will worsen as time passes. So if you are unstable and you go on for a little bit of time, you will continue taking harm if it's not treated.
Okay, so... Okay. Then I am also unstable then?
Yeah, if you've reached 4 harm, you've got to tick unstable.
Okay. That was...
So-
Yeah.
It should be good to move things around as needed.
Awesome. So
Thank you,
we
Donna.
have I can add some things in here. I'm just gonna use ghost thing. I don't have totally everyone. I think we've got Sasha over here, Kratova's in the door, and glowing Zarya in
Which one is the captain?
the captain is I shouldn't use this guy as him. We'll use this token as the captain.
Put like a little
this will
like
be the
dot on
captain.
it or something.
Yeah.
Active effect.
He's just a little bit different than the others. You can sort of tell, but
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
the others have shinier hair.
I will put
He's less.
we're gonna make him radioactive.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And so
That feels right.
yeah.
Radioactive.
Does that help? There we go.
There.
Probably
I am
where you're more like
Krutova.
up here. This guy was over here.
I just feel like door busted moves or Kratova's jam.
This guy
That's your first
apparently, yeah.
officer.
cool?
My signature move.
There
Mhm.
are other people tied up like over on the side behind the first officer, but they're tied up. They're now shot too, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Hi.
So if I may, going back a little bit, as Zarya, you picture seeing a scene where Zarya leaps into the air with her wings aglow into the thing. At the same time, you almost see Adrik kind of like turn backwards and fall into the deck in the same direction as Zarya's heading.
Cool.
And if you were looking from like a cross section, it's like you see him splash through the deck, like falling into the other. Was it the other side? The
Like the upside down.
the upside down kind of
Yeah.
thing, like falling into that. And as he does, his arms and everything starts to increase in length, and his claws dig into the deck from the underside, and he just starts crawling across all legs and hands, all 4, crawling across the underside of the deck. And he's looking through this deck, hunting for his prey, Krutova.
I'm so attracted to you right now.
Knowing that Zarya will have Sasha under control, Adrik knows that Krutova is the threat for Sasha, and he will have followed Krutova wherever she goes. My hope is that if you'll let me, as she finishes off her firing of her bullets at everyone, that I can come through the wall behind her.
Absolutely. You can absolutely do that.
As you're blasting off your bullets,
I would have liked to shoot you as well. That is very unfortunate.
I am behind you.
Yeah. You can only shoot in front of yourself.
No, Krachova's doing this.
I was doing 360. Didn't I say 360 no scope? Let's go.
If only she hadn't done the take no harm, that would have been the harm was the ricochet from the bullet on the wall right behind her.
That's right.
Yeah.
As your bullets are flying, Adrik comes through, his face coming through the wall right behind you, and you hear this whisper in your ear just before he strikes at you. Do you hear the music, Krutova? It's the final movement now. And both of his claws come around to your front of your face and dig themselves in from behind.
No.
And I would like you to roll my magical attack.
Oh, yes, magical attack. Yes,
The
yes, yes.
face. Like,
That is my moneymaker. No.
Ooh.
No. What can I do? Can I do anything?
You are going to be able to do a thing here.
Okay.
Because we're doing Hunter versus Hunter here. And it is gonna be a lot. So I'm gonna use the same rules that on Kick Some Ass. So with a 12, you have the magical effect to your attack. Yes?
It is magical. It's life drain. It heals me and does 3 damage.
Absolutely. So on 12, you can pick an enhanced effect. You can completely hold the advantage and give the people around you who are fighting on your side +1. You can suffer no harm. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away. Cordova, you're going to be able to do some harm if he picks to
I'm already done.
anything.
If it's 3, I'm done.
I wasn't going to do double because I'm like, I don't want to just eliminate you from.
You did already. You did eliminate me.
I was going to say maybe give +1 to everyone, to my allies, which would be Sasha and Adrik and my contact if they're in here.
I'm gonna say, just because I like being a piece of shit, so technically the wording of this is all hunters involved in the fight get a +1.
Okay. That's fair.
And Krutova, I'm gonna give you a chance here. And is this totally Monster of the Week rules? No. But I'd like you to act under pressure.
Okay.
To
like
have any form of response to this and try and tear yourself away to live.
Okay. Oh, you little monster piece of shit. Oh, God.
Roll plus cool.
10.
Ooh, a 10. You're gonna do what you set out to do. If you'd like to use that +1, you absolutely can. And we'll just make it a little bit more successful. Or you can hold that +1.
Well, I don't think it does anything unless it's a 12, so
Yeah,
I will
it doesn't.
hold it
So you
for
can hold
later,
that.
just in case.
So as you hear this horrible monstrous voice, and you feel like these fingers digging into your face and like ripping across, you manage. How would you like to try and get out of this? And you can also inflict a little bit of damage.
Yes. Then
It's only gonna be
I
a
will
little,
say, okay. Then I will definitely kick him in the balls and say, oh, fuck you. And I have a job to do, and then I will combat roll away.
Yeah, you kick behind you, just like fling your leg up behind you to hit Adrik. I don't know what an unarmed would do. Probably like 1 harm. As you like drop to get out of his hold and roll away from Adrik. You're only gonna take the 2 harm, but you are actively dying as you feel the cold. It's not even like, it doesn't feel like he totally like, he didn't rip your face off or anything. It just feels like he's torn something out of you as you move away from him.
As you roll away, you just see his claws, they're dripping with something that somehow you just inherently know is part of you. It's not blood, but it is you. And I just lick it and just staring at you.
I am not paid enough for this.
That's probably true.
Oh yeah. As this is happening, the German captain is like, and he turns to one of the other ghosts here, and he says, "Go, do it now." And this ghost is gonna start moving backwards through the wall.
Vanish.
Go ahead and roll.
Gonna try.
Go ahead and roll.
I think it's tough. I don't remember.
Yeah,
oh my god,
I
I
think
am
it's
like shaking.
You roll plus tough.
Oh.
Okay, so they get to do something. On a 7 to 9, it takes a little while. The creature has time to make 1 or 2 actions.
Ooh,
Either way,
absolutely.
the banished creature is unharmed and you have no control over where it goes.
Yeah, so you throw your hand out to banish him as he, instead of going through the wall, as soon as he sees you move, he drops through the floor.
Okay.
And you can feel that it's like your magic is following him as he drops.
Okay.
But you don't know how far down it's going.
Yeah.
He will eventually be banished, but you don't know where he's
Like
going.
what? It's, yeah.
Yeah. And there's another one, and the captain is going to look at you all and go, "Problematic, you have interesting companions on this ship, including potential problems. We'll deal with those." And he just smiles and raises his gun.
Can I like
Mhm.
walk towards Sasha? Like just trying to like block
Yeah.
him a little bit or something?
Can I read a bad situation?
I'd like to do that as well.
Yes,
I have
absolutely.
time.
You can.
I am
both
in a bad situation at the moment.
Sasha, an 8. With a read a bad situation on an 8, you can ask me one of the following questions on that list.
Yes. Okay, so
Krutova, you can also ask me one of those questions.
Okay.
so what I want to get at is I want to help. Is the first officer still alive? First off,
Yes, he's still
Okay,
alive. He's not
what-
looking great, but he's alive.
What is the biggest threat to him completing his task right now?
The biggest threat to him moving the ship is the captain. He's not totally in front of the controls anymore. The first officer has managed to get up, kind of like he's ducked down behind them, but he's kind of doing things backwards as he's like leaning over and actively bleeding on these controls. But he's trying to, and he slams his fist down on a button, and you feel the ship kind of creak as the anchor starts going up. And so he's working, but the captain turns as soon as the movement begins, and he's ready to revolver to try and shoot him.
Try to tackle the captain and just like let's just like move, like redirect him in any way that I possibly can.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say act under pressure, unless you're trying to do some damage.
No, just that.
Okay, so you're gonna roll plus cool.
You know, tackle a ghost.
And Krutova, do you have you can ask me a question too.
Yes. I'd like to know my best layout. I would like to get the fuck out of here.
Oh
please.
yeah. You kick this door in. You could absolutely, if you can get past Adrik, get back out that door. Or you can go down, there is a ladder sort of over where you saw it there.
Okay.
Where this guy has disappeared off into. He is gone.
Okay.
And so if you can get there, you could just drop down the ladder.
I think best way out. So, what gets me closer to medical help?
Technically, your closest medical help is Sasha.
I
Or
don't
that,
think
bum
Sasha is
doctor.
working at the moment.
The doctor was in the medical bay,
Yeah.
and technically any way out of this room is closer to the medical bay than you are right now.
And then going down that ladder, does that take me to like the captain area where I can't get out? Like it's locked for me?
So you're on the inside of it where you
Where
can use,
I can use. I got resources in there. All right.
yes, you can still use poor Dobry.
Yes. Ah, what helpful.
Still helpful. Still a friend. So you can absolutely try and do that. Sasha, you absolutely do this. You may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
I would like to grab the captain and yell to Zarya, "Stab him! Stab him! You have the..." And then I will let you interpret that how you wish.
I love this. Absolutely. You go for the captain, and he's a lot more solid than you think. And as, like, lightning and thunder cracking and lighting him up, you hold him enough, like, you wrap your arms to keep him still and shout to Zarya. And you can absolutely roll to help out here at the same time. And Zarya, you have a clear opening. This guy's not going to be able to get away from you.
My pleasure. And I'll take my sword and I'll swing. So do I just roll tough as usual?
You're gonna roll to kick some ass, and with a 9 on a help out, you get a +1 to your roll.
It's fine.
That's like the highest roll we've seen of 15. You also have a +1 for me if you wanted it.
Yeah, you could technically
I'll
have
save
a
that.
16, but
I
absolutely.
think I'll save the plus. I don't know. I feel like that's
Yeah.
Ian.
So,
I love you.
on
15.
a 12 plus, which this clearly fucking is,
Certainly.
you get to pick an enhanced effect. Holding the advantage, suffering no harm, double the damage, or driving the enemy away.
Double the damage, and she'll just be like, "I am the captain now."
Oh my god.
Absolutely. How much harm does your
Beautiful.
sword do?
It's 3 holy, I think. 3 harm, hand, fire, holy. That's it.
Yeah. How would you like to stab this man? This thing? This
A stab won't do. I feel like it's kind of like a turn. She'll kind of do this behind her and like either drag it down. Yeah, she'll want to just like split him open. Just gut the guy.
Absolutely. So Sasha's holding this captain here, and he moves his arm out of the way as he sees the sword coming down, and you drive it down into his chest and just pull downward. As you do, it's almost like something has exploded inside of him. Like light is just pouring out of his wounds, and he just screams, and he looks at you, and he says, "I hope you fail." And with a last look towards the last sailor, the last ghost, he just almost like he disintegrates. He dissolves into this light. As he does so, it's almost like you can feel the heat off of him. And you're gonna take 1 harm.
Okay, now I'm unstable. No. If I have armor, I have 1 armor.
Then you don't take any.
I don't take. Okay. I'll feel a little hot. I'll just be like, "Oh,
Yeah, and Sasha wouldn't take any
Spicy.
anyway, because
Sasha, thank you,
resilient.
thank you."
Yeah.
Okay.
In this chaos with like this big show happening, I mean, there's no way Idrik isn't distracted by this.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to try to slip away down this.
Act under pressure.
Okay.
You are actively bleeding. Like, this is still a pressure.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of pressure going on here.
Lots of pressure.
Multiple different ways. That means that... I will take my +1.
To get a 10?
Yes.
Okay. On a 10 plus, you're gonna do what you set out to do. So yeah, as Zarya starts moving and you see Edric turn to watch, her attack, you slip across the floor, and like
All my
grab
blood
on the
just I
ladder.
slide like a seal.
Oh yeah, you are leaving a trail, but you're still going. And you almost like fling yourself down this ladder into the captain's quarters. And you see almost like a burn mark in the floor where you had watched the other ghost drop through. And there is some like weird residue on the ground there, but you are currently in the captain's quarters and safe. There's a door out into the kind of small hallway, and the other rooms there.
Okay. A couple questions.
Okay.
My injuries, are any of them like open bleeding wounds?
Your injuries?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you definitely have some like openly bleeding wounds, like kind of going down your face into your neck. Adric still tore into you. And I believe you got hit by other things. You got slammed by those tentacles a bit. So you've got some like open lacerations on your back and down your neck.
Is there any possibility I can try to stop some of my bleeding using the heat from my revolver barrel and just like burn it? Like cauterize my wounds?
Badass.
Yeah, you know what? Abso-fucking-lutely you can. Because that sounds great and something like Kratova would actually do.
Yeah.
So go ahead and...
I've been using this assault rifle a lot. It's gotta be pretty warm by now.
Yeah. I'm gonna say...
Just pick up
That's
one
a
of the
weird roll.
bullet cases off the floor.
Is that a tough thing? That seems like a tough thing. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Probably
say it's
not,
a
though.
cool thing. Let's treat this as act under pressure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna inflict more harm on you, but...
Yeah. Please don't, I'll die.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
No, please. No! No!
Wait.
Damn it! Okay.
I will
not
remind
hard.
you.
One luck. Don't you?
I do. I don't want to die. How long do I have until how long does the bleeding last for this?
You probably have an hour.
An hour. Oh, okay. So I'd have time to get to the medical bay.
Yeah, you're moving slow. Like you can't run. If you run,
Yeah.
it's gonna speed up your dying time.
Okay.
It's a weird sentence to have to say, but yeah, you're gonna move slower. You're gonna be at some disadvantage here, but you have a little bit of time. You can feel yourself dying, absolutely, but you can muster and grit your teeth and get through an hour.
Hey.
Nothing hit like a major artery, but you're
Yeah.
actively dying.
Yeah.
God, stop
I don't-
dying.
I know, it's really annoying. I don't know if I want to succeed on this or not. Because I don't know if I want that for later. I don't want to die right now. This seems like a weird.
Hard.
No, I'll just keep going.
Okay. Absolutely.
Shit. I don't know if that's right. Just. I feel like. Okay. Is. Okay. I'll just. Yeah. It would have been so cool, but. Alright.
Does Sasha have his med kit with him at the moment?
Yes.
He is currently battling ghosts, unfortunately, and
Yeah.
was also shot by Krutova, although
Yeah.
it remains to be seen whether he's acknowledged that as a problem yet.
Yeah.
Bleak, seeing this fight, looks over at Zarya and quickly says, "My love, do you need help here, or should I continue my hunt?
Hunt away, my darling.
If I do not see you here, I will see you on the other side." And turns and steps to the ladder, and rather than climbing down, it just kind of like fades through down a level to continue pursuit.
She doesn't say anything, but she just looks. briefly, like she's gonna burst into tears for a second, and then stone-faced gets back into action. Was gonna try to help Sasha. Be like, can I help you with stabilizing or get him away from the other two? Like, how close are the two ghosties to us?
So
Or are they like where
dead.
we
The
are?
captain's dead. The captain
Yeah.
is gone. And this guy dropped to the floor. Technically,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay.
You're no longer in the room.
I'm
what you
gonna
try-
bypass Zarya entirely and just run to the first officer and try to like, what can I do? What happens next? What do we need to do?
The first officer looks at you as he's like wincing, as he's like pressing his side against the navigation controls and like tries to move himself around.
Yeah.
And as he's like moving, he's like, the anchor is almost up. I can get the engines moving. We need to make sure that the engine is fueled.
Can I help?
Yes. I don't know what they were going off to do, but I need to make sure that there is coal in the engine. If you can go and make sure that that's happening, that the engine is firing, we don't have much time.
Let me stabilize him really quickly, because Sasha, you're bleeding out, I think.
Yes. I'll grab my med kit and
If you cannot stabilize yourself, I will try.
I'm just like thinking about the first officer too.
Yeah.
He's only suffered. He doesn't look great, but he doesn't look unstable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Then I will start trying to bandage myself. That's cool, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Can I help somehow, or like?
It just is the level of harm that is going to be healed here.
Okay.
You are going to recover.
My hands are shaking too badly to like wrap
Yeah.
the bandages.
So you absolutely are going to become stable from this. So you're getting yourself patched up to a
Good.
point where you don't feel like you're bleeding out anymore.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it doesn't feel. So you're going to go back down to 3.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
Yeah.
So I can just remove the unstable tag?
Yeah. So you can remove the
Okay.
unstable tag. Unfortunately, it's not going to get you any harm back. You're not totally healing, but you are no longer.
That's enough.
You just
That's
needed some
enough.
first aid.
I am gonna still not really sure what to do about Zarya. Just take off running for the engine room.
I'm gonna quickly say, Sasha, you want to ride? And I'll kind of like flap my wings a little.
Oh,
Or I can
Fuck
run
it.
with
yes,
you.
let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
So I can carry 1 or 2 people on a weird roll. This might not go well, so I might need that +1. Nope.
Ooh.
Oh no!
I am gonna
We
be.
dive straight into the deck.
You cannot follow Adrik.
Is that you're using magic?
Yeah, it's the angel wings thing, but like, I think I am gonna use a luck just to get us there. I'm gonna use my last luck. I'll do myself.
You're going to use your last luck? Okay.
Yep, I'm doomed,
Cool.
andLl get us
I
there.
mean, yeah, you
Fudge
absolutely
me.
can do that. So you feel yourself like as you're trying to right from this fight, you don't think you can do it for a moment, and you just feel this rush of energy as you kind of scoop Sasha up
Yeah.
and take off towards the stairs that'll get you down to the engine room. You've got to go a floor down here, but you've spent your luck. And as you're flying with Sasha, you hear that voice
Yep.
in the back of your head say, "Get him away. Get him away before you blow things up."
Okay.
And you have maxed out on your luck.
While we're flying, I guess, I'll kind of say to Sasha, look, people are trying to kill you, Krutova, in case you didn't notice. And the captain and others were trying to kill Adrik and I. That doesn't matter. What matters is my patron has tasked me to protect certain humans, certain ones, with important destinies, with ones that are there to better humanity. All I know is I was supposed to protect you, Sasha, and for you to find Phileas when the time comes. Can you remember that for me?
What?
You need to make it out of here alive. I know you feel like this is crazy, and it is. It is crazy. It's fucking crazy.
It is very, very insane right now.
It is.
I'm
like helping him as we
die.
go. Okay.
Look, if we can shift the boat. No, we can save the ship. Just let's go.
I don't think that's possible, but we'll try. All right, let's do this.
Absolutely. You guys are making your way into the engine room. It's still rather dark here. It's exactly as you left it.
Okay.
And there is
Bamf out the sword for light.
Yeah, like there's light in here.
Okay.
And you can see that the engine is burning, but clearly no one's been touching it. And if you'd like, you could read a bad situation.
Yes, please.
Go for it. Do you want us both to, or just?
Sure.
Sorry, I did charm instead of sharp. It's the same plus, so it's fine. 10.
Not very good with. Oh, hey.
With a 10 and a 10. Red. You on a 10 plus, you get to ask me 3 questions. I'm gonna give you some leeway here. At least I'm gonna give Sasha some leeway here.
Yeah.
Because Zarya, I'm so sorry, but at this point you're doomed, and I can take a hard move against you anytime.
I bring it on, baby. I'm ready. I made my bed. I'm ready to lie in it.
Okay. Well, first off, are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet? In this space.
In this space, it's almost deathly quiet. The engines are humming slightly, but it's clear that they've started dying down. They're kept running, but it doesn't feel like they've been active in a while. They haven't needed to because you've been stuck here. It doesn't seem like there's any dangers you have not noticed in this.
Do I know enough about engines to get it back and running? I mean, he said put coal in it, and I feel like that's maybe like, can I figure out where to put the coal?
Absolutely. You can tell that there's like an open furnace almost where you can dump coal into. You can shovel some of the coals so that things start burning a little bit more and the steam starts going. So you can absolutely do that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hold on to my last 2 questions then, unless that second one counted as one.
No, okay.
And for when things get a little more hairy.
Absolutely. Zarya, any questions for me?
I don't know if it's possible to ask this question. Kind of what's the biggest threat? Like, is there still a threat and a reason to blow up the ship?
Thinking back to what Patrick said, he had said that whatever thing he was trying to keep out of the Germans' hands was extremely powerful, and that it's seeming to cause whatever is happening here as you're staying on the ship, and that it has some unintended consequences of whatever happened because they blew it up. You know that could potentially, as you try moving out of this, could be bad.
So moving out of this could be bad for us.
Yeah, you also know that one ghost dropped through the floor that you didn't get to banish.
Yeah. Okay. As
this is happening,
thank you.
and you're shoveling some coal into the engines, and the engines are starting to creak and warm up, and steam starts hissing again through these pipes. Adric, you drop down a ladder, and you land in the dark captain's quarters. But the darkness is great for you. You are very at home here. Krutova's not there. Krutova, you know that there are 2 ways to the medbay. There is you can go through the door using Dobry as your last help that he can provide. There's also the room on the other side of the captain's quarters that has a ladder that goes down below. You're 1 level down. You can go to the very bottom of the ship.
Okay. Well, I'd like to go in a way that would be harder to follow. And I think that going lower would be harder because it is less likely. So I'll go to the lower deck and continue.
Absolutely. Can you just act under pressure for me? Or a slight consequence, depending on how you roll. Or no consequence.
Okay.
You will still get there no matter what. It's just a side effect of dying.
Oh, side effect of dying.
No, a 9, you're good. I am gonna give you a choice.
Okay.
You can take a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. I can spell those out if you want to know exactly what the choices are.
Worst outcome, I think I know what that means. Let's do... What's the difference between a hard choice, price to pay? Yeah, actually explain them. Yeah,
so your worst outcome is that you're going to leave blood trails behind for Edric to follow you.
Okay.
You're a little bit ahead of him, but it's not going to be by much. And he's going to be able to follow you down there. And it's really the question of, can you get through the munitions room? You know the room, like you know the ship very well. And or before he can possibly catch up with you. Your hard choice is you could turn and stay and try and fight. And try and take him on, like hide and ambush him. Or you can drop your gun and move faster. Or the price to pay is that you are going to be actively dying a little bit more, and you're only going to have 30 minutes.
Because I have to run.
You have to run.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Do I know that if I make it to the medical bay, I can help myself? Is there something in there that can help me?
You would know that you're gonna need time. You need something special. You wouldn't know it as magic, but you're gonna need either some serious medical attention or just some straight up time to heal. And so you're probably not gonna get an immediate help. Or you're gonna need something beyond this realm.
Okay. So then getting to the medical bay will not solve my problems. I need the time, and I don't have the time if this one is following me. So this is a bad idea. All right, I will try to ambush. This is a terrible idea.
Okay, absolutely. So Adric.
Yes.
You see there's a blood trail clearly following down this hallway.
My fingers kind of run through it, lick for a second, and then just kind of because if it's so dark in here, I won't bother moving through bulkheads and stuff. I'll just move through the darkness, try to follow the blood. If I have to read a bad situation or investigate a mystery or whatever to follow, I would do so, but my plan is to quietly follow.
You know Krutova's into some shit. You can read a bad situation. Absolutely.
I stop to kind of look over and look at the blood, and Zarya, I need you here. I'm trying to figure out what to do. It's not his strong suit necessarily, but it doesn't do too badly, a 10.
Okay, with a 10. Yeah, you can ask me some questions here, though some of the answers are going to be fairly obvious. But I will give you them in terms of the situation you're walking into.
Okay. Do I know if Krutova still has enough ammunition, in her gun, based on how many times I've heard her fire, to know that she's still a threat?
Yes. She has had enough time where she could easily have reloaded.
Okay. Can I tell if she's managed to staunch her bleeding, or if it looks like she's leaving trails for sure, and I could follow them?
She's definitely leaving trails. Absolutely leaving trails.
Okay. I would... Third question. Do I have any idea of where... Do I have an idea of where I think she's going? Or do I think she's just fleeing?
You know she's running, and that she knows better than to try that door again. It would slow her down. You know that this room is mainly like officers' storage and various cargo places that are not for everyone. There's also a ladder down to where you can access the lower hold where the munitions are kept.
Okay. I will then continue quietly, as quiet as I can, stalking after the blood trails. The one thing I'm going to be, because I know she's got ammunition, the one thing I'm going to be careful of is staying to the shadows, trying to avoid big open areas, or like looking for like blood, kind of like backtracking or something like that.
Absolutely. Krutova, as Adrik enters here, like, you can tell, you've now felt what Adrik can do, and that same sort of chill will come over you. What does your ambush look like? What are you hoping to do? You don't have a lot of time here, but
Yes.
you do have, there are places to kind of duck behind. There's the ladder to go down.
Yes. I would like, since I know the team needs to be close to me to hurt me, I will try to place myself in a spot where I could leave the room as fast as possible, so I could get the shot off and then get out. So there is the ladder there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So probably she's ducked behind a pile of like supplies, has the gun set up so it's perfect accuracy, and instead of a spray this time, it's going to be just a line of bullets directly at him when he comes in.
Absolutely.
When I see him, and right after I get my like shot off, I'm going to try to duck it down into the ladder as quick as possible.
Okay, so shoot and drop.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
pop and drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything?
Was that a going to say something?
I will leave it up to your machinations of how that goes down.
Absolutely. Krutova, I'd like you to roll to kick some ass.
Okay.
And Adrik, I'm gonna say also roll to kick some ass. You're not totally attacking here, but we're gonna roll off a little bit.
Contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2,
2,
3.
Oh no.
Okay. With an 11, you can
Something.
take an extra effect. You can gain the advantage. You can inflict only +1 harm. You can lessen your harm, or you can force this person where you want them. I think I
Okay.
know what we're gonna pick, but
Okay. So I take harm no matter what still, right? Like, is that still a
depending
thing?
on, well,
'Cause
so
I can't take
Adrik
harm.
rolled
I
a
can't.
6. Adrik rolled a 6, so it would not
Yeah.
have worked for him.
Okay.
In terms of being able to get, he failed.
Okay.
So you don't know what he's going to do in response to this, but it does not look like it looks like you're going to have a moment before he
Okay.
can react immediately to you to attack.
Okay. I would like to inflict terrible harm then.
Okay, so just a +1.
Yes.
Okay. So you fire off a round of your assault rifle straight at Adric, except you don't actually know where Adric is. You can feel that he has entered the room, but you're kind of firing directly where you think.
I do like a cute angle spray. Okay.
Absolutely. And you fire where you think he is, and then without even looking as to where he might have been, you just drop down the ladder to try and get away as much as possible. Adric, you normally would have been able to spring at Kurtova. Like you know when bad shit is up. You've had some scrapes before. In this though, she's gonna manage to at least hit you once. But because you are in the shadows, you are kind of concealed here, almost like you're magical. It's like not magical girl levels, but yeah.
Magical.
It's very the creepy level of it. I'm gonna say that her usual 3 harm is not going to have been able to be done as much as it would have been, but she's going to inflict terrible harm of the +1. So you're gonna take 2.
Okay.
You're gonna take 2 harm there, and however, you do witness Kurtova shoot and drop down the ladder into the lower decks.
As you just come into him, and as I see her drop, if possible, I would run forward and just drop through the level before getting even to the ladder. Just drop through and try to just dive on her for an attack.
Go ahead and act under pressure. See if you can't grab her. Kurtova, you're gonna move. Yeah, you're moving here. But
I'm moving.
An 8. I'm gonna give you an option here. You can have a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. I can detail my thoughts as to what those are.
A price to pay, hard choice, or
Worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay.
hard choice.
A hard choice. You can absolutely take her down, but you're not going to be able to do any damage. You're just going to be up close and personal with her, which is going to have some ramifications for if you're going to fight her with both of your skill sets, I'll say. And should you attack, you know you're on like the brink of losing it. So your hard choice is you can absolutely take her down and hold her there. But if you attack, you might be like your presence there, you can feel that darkness in you like boiling at the surface.
Oh, that's scarier. Oh.
As I phase through the floor and kind of fall through, seeing Kurtova going down the ladder and kind of just come through the floor and projecting, like just throwing myself through the floor in her direction so that I fall through towards her on the ladder. I completely decide to go for her, but I won't attack. Instead, I will rip out my my artifact, this ancient device that has given me this unholy set of skills. And I'll catch up to her, but I won't inflict harm. But I'll have pulled out this. And so that the keeper knows, my hope is that, my thought is that I might be preparing in some way to try to enact some magic on a future thing with this, to perhaps drag her away with me if I'm going somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know that this dagger is the conduit to whatever unholy dark realm has given me these powers. I'm going to keep it out because if I'm going down, don't intend to go alone.
Sorry, can I say a thing?
Yeah.
I'm technically an assassin, so when I take a first shot at an unsuspecting target, I do +2 harm. Was that applicable to me bursting into that room? I mean, to anything I've done this game, seeing as I've forgotten it?
Yeah, so I added that in, I think no, I didn't add that in, but that would have been for kicking in the door. Adric is not unsuspecting though. He rolled well enough on his read about situation. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm just going to try to remember
you did
that.
kick in the door, and like you did surprise people, but you also kicked in a door with a rifle and made a lot of noise.
I should work on my execution, maybe.
Yeah. I think you announced, Sasha, I'm here to save you, and then
I did, yes.
kicked in.
That's
So
totally fine. You know what?
A machine gun is like not the most assassin-esque
Yes,
weapon.
yes. Maybe
It's
I should pick up
effective.
the
It's effective, yeah.
Certainly.
I'll give it
Yeah, but like for subtlety, hard no.
hard no.
Yes.
So Kurtova, you drop down this ladder and you like move to start taking off. You manage to get a few steps before you see, like out of the corner of your eye, Adric's like dark form hit the ground and then lunge at you. He grabs you almost like by the legs and yanks you down.
I want to shoot.
Well, he's gonna manage here, because if you're gonna shoot him, you're gonna also take some harm.
I'm not gonna shoot him.
What he's been able to do, and you know that when he touches you like that, the last time he did, it literally drained part of your own essence out, and so like he gets an arm on your chest, like holding you down, and pulls this. Was it a bone knife?
It was a knife made of bone, yeah.
Solid. Yeah. Like a literal bone knife, holding it up so that you can see it.
Okay, then I have one thing that I will try to do then, since I have no other option, it seems. No. Okay, I can technically try to... Can I try to escape the grasp? Is that an option?
You can act under pressure.
Okay. Or, yeah. I could try reading the bad situation, but like best way out is just getting out.
Yeah. It's really, reading a bad situation is passive. Like you can gain information, but you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I'd like to do something. It seems like I'm on a time limit.
Absolutely. Acting under pressure will not inflict harm against you.
Okay.
Even if you fail.
Okay.
You're just not going to do what you wanted to set out to do.
I'm just going to try to get away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
7.
Any chance I can contest this?
You know what? Absolutely. In this PvP
there was
time,
a slip away earlier by the door that was contested, so I'm kind of... Like,
yes. I will say, if you'd like to just hold her, you can act under pressure too. She's still gonna, she only got a 7, right? Yes, a 7. So she didn't totally succeed. You could also, if you were preparing to use magic, you could use magic.
I would... No, the magic is... No, the magic is... No, I'm not preparing. I'm preparing to, if possible, if I'm going to die, I want to take someone with me, is my hope. But in this moment, if she's not attacking me, the dagger is just out. So I would like to contest and try to hold her there.
Absolutely.
Yep. Not my strongest. Not at all.
3. So I'm gonna say it's not gonna do anything negative to your roll, Krutova. I would have subtracted some if he had been able to succeed, like a 10 plus. But you're still gonna have a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
Yes,
I can detail my thoughts as to what those might be.
Yes, please do.
Absolutely. The worst outcome is that you're gonna be able to get enough room to breathe, but you're not gonna be able to move. Like, you could talk, but you're not gonna be able to actually get away.
Yeah.
Your hard choice is to literally just drop your weapons and leave them and like roll and just abandon that. So you could stay and be armed, or you could book it and not be armed. Your price to pay could be that you could absolutely run, but you go in a direction that you didn't intend.
I'd like to go in a direction that I don't intend.
Okay. So, Adric, you feel Krutova struggling against you, and she manages to like move her shoulder enough that your arm kind of falls off of her, and you hit the ground, almost catch yourself on your forearms as Krutova rolls and bolts. Krutova, you're bolting without even really looking where you're going. And as you go down this hallway into, actually, I can activate the lower decks.
I don't have
here.
token vision.
You don't, because I will put you on there. Adric, there. Krutova, and then I'm just gonna put Sasha and Sardia on here, so you could possibly see. I don't know if that's actually working.
You can see our
it could just be a
corridor.
Yeah, you can see a little bit. And Krutova, you are going to manage to like just kind of book it down this way. And you get to a point where you can see all these kind of like alcoves, where you can almost see out. And there's a large step down further into the ship. As you're kind of running blindly, you kind of stumble down this way, and you realize that you are in the middle of where most of the munitions in this ship are. And that wouldn't normally be a problem, but the stairs, you don't know where they are. Like, you can tell that there is a set of stairs over here. You don't remember where they go to. You are completely kind of lost in the darkness here.
I'm probably blood loss. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So you can see that there's all of these crates of various munitions here, and there's stairs at the end, but you got no idea where you'd come up.
Okay.
Nova! You should stop running. I don't have to kill you, but you do need to leave this ship, one way or another.
I am not going to answer because then you will know the direction I am in. So, I don't know if we are still on our scene or if we're gonna pop back over, but...
You can tell me what you'd like to do here if you want to do something.
Well,
and then we'll pop back over.
I'd like to collect as much gunpowder as possible. And then I'd like to go up the stairs.
Oh yeah. You scoop as you go, as you're kind of like stumbling, and you manage to grab a few crates of what you assume is gunpowder.
Yes.
And book it up the stairs.
These are so there's like guns and like, is there more weapons here? Or more like just like bullets?
These are munitions for the guns on the ship, like on the deck.
Okay.
You're kind of assuming it's gunpowder. Like, you don't totally know how the guns on these ships totally work. And you just kind of blindly grab boxes, and you book it up the stairs.
Good stuff.
And Adric, you can hear the kind of like shuffling footfalls, and sounds clanging in the munitions room. We're gonna pan over to the engine room here. As Sasha, you are shoveling as much fuel as you can possibly get into this engine.
So
to get it
while
burning.
we're shoveling and like the adrenaline of the fight is like starting to wear off and calming down a little bit, at least like, hard labor. Gonna turn to Zarya. Look, I appreciate your concern or whatever for me, but I really... If we can just focus on moving the ship, I think everything will work out. I don't know why you're so fixated on me. I mean...
She genuinely starts to tear up and just kind of like puts a hand on his face and pulls back and is just... Sasha, I don't need your thanks. This is so fucking weird for you, I'm sure.
It's
like
really bizarre.
weird winged lady
and I'm not
like
saying like I don't appreciate you helping me, but like
it probably doesn't feel like help, does it?
No, it does not. It really doesn't.
No.
It's kind of has been switching back and forth, and I still don't know what's going on.
It's been trying to protect you, but when we came in here, I heard something from my patron, and...
Your patron?
Yes, that's all I can say. It's who's given me these gifts.
I'm just going to hazard a guess. Given the fact that you have wings and a flaming sword, this is not just like a rich man paying you money to do things.
No. I'm not even quite sure of gender, and I don't really care. It's just... someone very powerful that's guided me and helped us, Adrik and I, for years. And I know we make a strange pair. I mean, I can't help it. I love him. That's a whole other story.
I did see him.
He isn't normal either. He can do very strange things. We're like...
Yes, that much is obvious.
We're like the two sides of a coin, Adrik and I. Together, we're formidable. On our own, we can be too much or not enough. I know he's been trying to help me with helping you, essentially. So he's been trying to take out Krutova now because she's been... We know that she's been charged to assassinate you.
What?
He overheard the captain saying to take you out. I don't know if she's working just for the captain or for somebody else, but she doesn't belong here. She was not hired as a normal soldier.
Ridiculous.
It's insane and annoying, and that's why she's been trying to get you alone. The other piece of bad news, and you have no reason to trust me at all, but I don't think moving the ship will do it. You know that ghost, Patrick? The English ghost dude? He explained...
Yes, I do remember the crazy British ghost.
Well, everything he said has been correct so far, and he seemed to allude...
He's also the one that seemed to think moving the ship would fix things.
He seemed to allude to me that would make things worse, so he's lying to one of us. Patrick! I'm gonna try to, summon him!
You know he's in the med bay,
Okay.
and Sasha, you put enough fuel into this, you can feel that the ship is starting to move. That the first officer is going. It's slow,
Until I have,
but it's
a
going.
really solid reason to leave, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. You could attempt to contact Patrick, or you could try and get to him and bring him down, or go and ask him questions.
I don't want to leave Sasha alone, though. Do you even care to know? I mean, I could go ask him myself.
What else are we going to do? Obviously, he said it's going to work, he says it's not going to work. We don't fucking know. We don't know anything. This is just, what else are we going to do?
You know what, Sasha? How much ammo do you have, my love?
What, me personally on my person?
Yeah. That right now.
pull out Adrik's revolver and like count how many bullets are in it. So I wasn't carrying any. And I have my knife.
You fired one shot, correctly?
I think I fired
From that revolver.
No, all the shots I've fired through the whole game have been from that revolver because
Okay. I think you fired 3?
I think I fired 3. Yeah, that's what I was gonna guess.
I would assume that this is a 6 kind of shot revolver.
Yeah, so
Okay. Why don't we do this? Keep working with the coal. I will go try to get you some more ammunition just in case we need it. I'm hoping the ghosts are gone, but
what is
and I'll go talk to Patrick for a minute too. I'll get you some. I'll talk to Patrick, then I'll get the munitions. Because the alternative to moving the ship is destroying it, is what he seemed to suggest. So, 2 pretty drastic choices, I would say.
No, absolutely not. We're not destroying this ship.
Let me talk to him. I'm going to see if I can maybe get a straight answer from him. And in the meantime, I'll try to get you more ammo. Does that sound okay?
No,
and I'll try to do this soothing voice.
I'm coming with you.
You want to come with me?
Yes.
Okay, let's go talk to Patrick. And then we'll get some... Do you want to go to munitions first? Which is on the way. I don't know which is first.
Munitions are out of your way. If you want to go talk to Patrick, you're gonna go to the med bay.
Okay, that's what we'll go.
Okay. You guys head out towards the med bay. As I'm just going to give you the players the hint that as you leave the med bay, you don't hear the clang of feet upstairs on the opposite end of the engine room. And
so the 2 separate groups do not hear each other in passing, is what you're getting at?
Yeah. It's
okay.
like Krutova's coming up the stairs into the engine room as you guys are leaving on the opposite end. Which is where she ended up. She did not end up in the hallway that she wanted to. And you guys can absolutely make it to the med bay kind of rushing, where Dr. Crestnut is still out like a light. And
he has it the best out of all of us, let's be real.
Yeah, honestly.
This poor man.
I know that there's no like spells in this, but like, is there a way for me to try to use magic to like telepathically connect to Adrik and just be like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you would like to use some magic, you absolutely can do that.
Is that just a straight weird?
Yeah, your roll plus weird.
It's not gonna go well. Oh, yeah.
A 5 is not gonna get you there.
No.
You kind of reach out, but it has been a time, and it's almost like you can tell whatever your connection with Adrik is, like the kind of more magical connection that you have with him. It feels almost like too jittery to fully make a connection on your end and his end.
But it also doesn't feel like it's completely gone, like he's dead.
No, you know he's there. It's just trying to communicate through it wouldn't be pleasant for either of you.
That helps. Yeah. Okay.
And as you kind of open the door to the med bay in your bloodied, kind of harried state, you see Patrick Kennedy, who's clearly just been kind of like lounging around. He's dead. What does he have to do? Just kind of like looming over Dr. Chestnut, and
poking
he
at
looks
him.
at you and is like, I heard the gunshots. Did you handle everything hunky-dory?
No thanks to you this time. Sasha here almost bit the biscuit. Look at them.
Look, I'm dead. Don't know what you want me to do.
But we don't want to be. At least I don't want Sasha to be. Now the captain's gone. We destroyed him. And I think we got rid of the others. What do we do now? You seem to be a little vague on the details about whether or not it's safe to move the boat or not move the boat.
I don't actually know if it's safe to move the boat or not. The best thing to do to get away from what's happening here is to move the boat. I don't exactly know what's going to happen if you try and move away from the site of an explosion that also included a magical artifact.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, we blew up the ship, and that had our artifact on it as well. Captain knew that, I knew that, no one else did, hence the minor confusion on everyone else's part.
Shall we
So-
investigate a mystery?
You can absolutely
Ian?
investigate a mystery if you would like to.
Do you want to
Sure.
do it and I
Yeah.
help, or vice versa? Or I have 0, so
It is up to you. I will go ahead and roll. I
all
think.
right. I guess we can just both.
8.
I ain't so sharp.
With an 8, Sasha, you can ask me one question.
What is being concealed here? What is Patrick hiding?
That's exactly what I wanted to know.
Sasha, you've had a very bad day. You've had a very no good, horrible day. And now this dead Englishman is withholding some information from you, and you've just about had it. Remembering your vision from what seems like ages ago, you know that there is some bullshit happening here. He's saying it's magic, but like, who knows? But there's like this sense in your gut, and you can almost hear a voice. You can't tell if it's male, female. You can't tell exactly what it is, but you just get this sense that like you need to get away. And if that's the whole ship, if that's you can't totally tell. But the concealing thing here is that Patrick knows that no matter what, this is probably going to go at least a little bit bad. And he's not, like, he doesn't seem very concerned in terms of, like, he doesn't think the ship is going to break apart or anything. But he honestly does not know what that artifact could do. You can get the sense that he knows a lot more about the artifact than he's let on to you. But he honestly doesn't know what's going to happen when you try and leave. Or what happens when the ship tries to leave.
Does not change Sasha's answer because he doesn't want to abandon the ship.
Yeah. Patty kind of just looks at both of you and goes, look, the thing that we were trying to get from the Germans were trying to bring up, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. It can stay at the bottom of the fucking ocean for all I care. I just want to get the boat out of here.
All right. Well, I'm going to suggest you don't. Whoever's controlling the ship right now probably should just go as fast as they possibly can. The ship seems to be moving, but they don't need to be slow about it. Getting far away from here should bring you far away from us.
Okay.
Can I try to manipulate Sasha and try to convince him to leave?
Okay.
That the risk isn't worth it to stay. So she would kind of want to be like, Sasha, my patron, the architect, between my patron and this ghost here, Patrick, I'm getting enough warnings that staying put is a bad idea and moving with this particular ship is a bad idea, and all I've been told is to get you away from it. Would you consider grabbing whatever soldiers that you want to, if we can, on the way, including your ally, that wonderful first officer who really showed up, on a lifeboat, and get out of here?
Okay.
Would you do that?
Okay, yes. I should go to the first officer first.
Okay.
And because he has the authority to get everyone rounded
Good
up.
point. Okay. Let's get this in action. I'm going to try to find a Dreek.
You
because- Yes.
are coming with me.
You want me to come with you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I really hope Edric is okay.
I don't.
Okay.
You
I'll
are
come
not
with
going
you.
to blow up the ship. Not until everyone is off of it.
Who's manipulating who now? All right. Now, she would... This is interesting. Okay, because I feel like Zadia would feel like, no? Like, Ashley wants to go with Sasha? Zadia, I don't know what you would do.
You can roll for it. You can manipulate a hunter. So, Sasha would
Are we doing a
roll-
roll off or are we doing
That's
a.
what yeah.
You could leave it to the dice, or you could not.
I will say, if Zarya hesitates too much, Sasha will pull his gun on her. And just try to make her come along. Because he does not want
Okay.
her to sacrifice the people of the ship.
Okay. She would come then. Yeah, she's gonna start. Yeah, she's gonna come. She'll just like kind of sense this is Sasha's all of a sudden really meaning business, and it'll be like,
Don't kill the
lead the way.
All right.